No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? Raiders mailbag time, but before I get into it, I'm going to, cut a few things down here. Maybe it's some fruit. Maybe it's a banana. Maybe I'll do Fruit Ninja again. I don't know. Bottom line is, if you guys need a 17-piece professional knife set, head on over to Savvy Lifestyle. So the link is chatsports.com/knife. I'm going to say it again. chatsports.com/knife. If you need to be able to cut up some certain things, maybe you got a hot date. I don't know what it is. Go ahead. Get 40% off. Use code 40Raiders at chatsports.com/knife. All right, we got Door in Front Gaming. Any news on DC's ankle? The last thing that I personally have heard, now if you guys watch this live, I remember I filmed this Tuesday. If you watch it on a later date, I believe this video is going to be going out on Friday, so please keep that in mind. As far as I know, he's going to go ahead and play. He's a tough dude. He didn't want to leave that game. Now, the reason why people are making a big deal about this is because that's the same ankle or foot that he hurt before, but I anticipate Derek Carr playing Week 3 up against the Miami Dolphins. Raider Prophet, like Nassib, Littleton will have a breakout game after a renegotiated contract. Gus will draw blitz packages for him. 30-10, 3-0. Okay, so you're saying the Raiders are going to win 30-10 and go 3-0. I will say I've been very impressed by Carl Nassib and everything that he's been bringing to the table, but a lot of times renegotiated contracts like you saw from Nassib and Littleton aren't to inspire him. They're to free up a little bit of space and kind of light a fire underneath his ass a little bit, because that's the truth. Because they're saying, all right, you're going to take less money this year and we'll put it back, but the Raiders could also just cut Littleton and he might not get some of those guaranteed dollars. In terms of blitz packages, the Raiders have blitzed 3 times this year. Think about that. 3 times in their top 8 in pressure rate. What a crazy world we're in. Let's go to Valdez family. Have a feeling next draft will be O-line heavy. I have a feeling you were going to be right. I also have a very good feeling I'm going to be in Las Vegas for the draft. Let's go to J.G. Steinhauser. Gus Bradley for team MVP. What do we have to do to get a follow back on Instagram? The _mortgage_master. So my usual role for follow backs on any kind of social media, first off, is we got to meet in person and we got to hang out for a little bit, simply because I followed back somebody one time and they posted some stuff on social media and I told myself I would never do that again. So that's my normal rule of thumb. I actually have to get to know you personally. And then in terms of Gus Bradley, he's been phenomenal. Besides that first quarter against the Ravens where they lost by 14 points, gave up 14, over the last 8 quarters, including overtime, only 30 against the Steelers and against the Baltimore Ravens. That's very impressive. Bryant G, is Clelin back injury more serious than we think? I think it's more of a Clelin Ferrel problem, and I just think it's Gus Bradley has his guys, and he wants to be able to rotate them in. Ferrell had only 12 snaps this past week, and I just think they don't want to put him on the field. And I can't really argue it right now just because of how good that Raiders defensive line has been. So I don't think it's so much of a back issue. I think it's a Clelin Ferrell issue. What up, David? Appreciate the super chat. According to Tom Pelissero, we have signed Jackson Barton off the Giants practice squad. Also, according to me on Twitter, we have signed Jackson Barton off the Giants practice squad. You can always hit me up on IG. I put it there too. All right, let's go to Candy Yams 21. Raiders got rid of Nevin Lawson. Also, Lawson apparently is, I believe, working out with the Falcons or the Texans or the Jags. That's who it is, the Jags. And do you think that we could sign Richard Sherman? Well, before I give you my answer on it, how about this? Shout out to Marshall for making this on the fly. Should the Raiders go out and sign Richard Sherman? Y for yes or N for no? I mean, as soon as I saw the news that the Raiders renegotiated Cory Littleton's contract and freed up about $3-something million. I was like, oh man, here we go. There was also a report earlier in the week that Sherman could potentially be coming back, that some teams have been calling him. The reason why I'm going to go ahead and say no, the Raiders shouldn't go out and get Sherman. Nate Hobbs has been playing well. Casey Hayward's the top cornerback according to PFF, and he's been absolutely balling out. And Trayvon Mullen has also been playing well. Now, maybe if you want to ensure that guys like Dallin Levin and Damon Arnette never step foot on the field, maybe you go ahead and do it, but there's other teams out there that have a bigger need than the Raiders do for Sherman. All right, what up, KC? Mitch, over under 60% that Ruggs finds the same groove this season that Cliff Branch didn't find until his 3rd season. I mean, I don't really know how to answer over under 60%. I've been saying for a long time that I've been anticipating give Ruggs some time. I mean, he's looked pretty good. He's already got 12 targets, 7 catches, 100 and, man, what's the number? It's like 157 yards and a touchdown. I think that's right off the top of my head. I'm not 100% sure. But he did have 113 yards on 5 catches and touchdowns this past week. But the day that they drafted Ruggs, I said, I even made a video about it. Give him some time. It reminds me a lot of Cliff Branch, but I do like how much more they are using Ruggs in the offense. What up, Christopher McGuire? What was it, 159 for Ruggs? Shout out to Petey back here. When Incognito comes back from injury, would you consider putting him at center if Andre James struggles? I would also consider Leatherwood at guard if he continues to struggle. So in terms of James I thought played a little bit better in the second half of this past week, but he also had two very tough games up against Baltimore and up against the Steelers. If he struggles again this week against the Miami Dolphins, then maybe it's time to consider actually putting Nick Martin at center, which scares the hell out of me. Incognito, though, I have no confidence that Incognito is going to play anytime soon, and it's hard to be. Remember how many games Trent Brown missed. Trent Brown has actually been on the field more for the Raiders in his time than what Incognito was. Think about that for a second. And then in terms of Leatherwood to guard, you're not the first person to bring that up to me. I just think that the Raiders want him at tackle, and John Gruden has said multiple times this week that they want him to be the right tackle of the future. It's why they drafted him at number 17 overall. So what I want you guys to do right now is name a player that has impressed you so far. I wish that I could say Leatherwood, but that's simply not the case. Obviously, I've been impressed by Max Crosby, Alec Ingold, A.J. Cole, Casey Hayward. They're all ranked number 1 according to the PFF at their respective positions. I've been very impressed with Solomon Thomas, his performance. Carl Nassib has been playing out of his mind. I'm trying to think of some more guys. And also Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow has not been given nearly the amount of credit that he deserves. He's been picking up clutch first downs. He's been taking cheap shots, and he's one of the toughest dudes on the field. Hunter Renfrow also deserves a lot of credit. Daniel Rodriguez, we just signed an offensive tackle off the Giants practice squad. How come they don't go out and sign Mitchell Schwartz? So two reasons here. Again, they signed Barton off the Giants practice squad. I know I talked about it earlier. Mitchell Schwartz, first off, played left tackle. They want Colt Miller at left tackle. They're going to be going ahead and looking for a right tackle. I got a segment, if you're watching this live, coming up with some right tackles that I think the Raiders could go out and get. The other reason was Schwartz, not 100% healthy, and I don't really think that they want to take a risk on somebody that's not 100% healthy. But now that I think about it, Schwartz is a right tackle, right? Yeah, he's a right tackle, so F me. All right, let's go to Valdez family. We will be at the draft in Vegas. See you there. Well, I believe, and again, this isn't 100% official. It's like 3 Chucky heads at this point, that I'm going to be hosting a draft party in Las Vegas with Chat Sports. So if you guys want to come party with me, we'll be able to get down and have a good time. What up, Carlos? Happy 7th birthday to my son Tito on Saturday, 9/25. Go Raiders. Everyone down in the comments, shout out to Tito. I already know what I'm getting you for your 21st birthday, though, Tito. That's a guarantee. Shout out to Carlos. Shout out to Tito. Happy birthday, my man. What up, Zornell Malone? Time to cut or trade CF. I believe you mean Clelin Ferrell. Time to cut or trade Clelin Ferrell. You're not going to cut him. You're not going to trade him. I mean, if you do go ahead and trade for him, you got to hope that you get a 5th-round pick in return. In terms of cutting him, you don't cut somebody that you drafted number 4 overall. I mean, it's just, you can't do it, and you're going to lose a lot of money. Speaking of cutting, if they go ahead and they cut Clelin Ferrell, I might go ahead and cut myself. Yeah, that might be a little bit too much of a stretch here, but bottom line, these knives are hella sharp. And if you guys want an awesome deal, what I want you to do is go to chatsports.com/knife for a 17-piece professional knife set. So if you guys want the deal, again, chatsports.com/knife. We got this awesome knife set going on here where it's silver and black. Stainless steel. There's also a pizza cutter in there. There's some scissors that go along with that as well. The guy that owns this company, his name is Will. He's a big-time Raider fan. If you guys don't already know, this kitchen set of knives is like absolutely wild. Chatsports.com/knife. Let's now go to Valdez, Salvador. Nate Hobbs for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Mitch, do you watch anime? Do I watch anime? No. Nate Hobbs for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's probably going to be up there a little bit. Holy shit, Brian. Yep, that's a freaking hell of a super chat. In terms of Nate Hobbs, though, for Defensive Rookie of the Year, he's got to be up there. Like, the reason why he's not going to get it is because usually it goes to an edge rusher or usually it goes to somebody who's going to get a lot of sacks. Hobbs has been flying all over the field. The biggest reason, and I said this on Monday's show, why the Raiders let go of Nevin Lawson is because Nate Hobbs has been that good. Let's go to Broniton. I don't know. Braun Nation. Thomas. $5 super chat. Appreciate it. If you got a question, hey, man, let me know. Let's go to Jamel Turney. Do you think Muse should have got a chance considering the season Arnette had is still playing? Also, keep Arnette off the field. So 2 things. I actually think that they gave Tanner Muse a chance. Like, I understand he might not have ever played in a regular season game, but they gave him every opportunity this offseason and in training camp. They were starting him in the 4-3 base packages for a reason. They were giving him that tryout. He just did not perform well in the preseason. So kind of that aspect. And the reason why they're keeping Arnette is because he got drafted in the first round. Muse was a 3rd-round draft pick. But I will say, I could see Arnette being off this team. The NFL trade deadline is November 2nd. If there is one player that I think could end up getting traded, it's going to be Damon Arnette because he's just a bad fit with this team. Maybe he needs a change of scenery. That's all I got to say. It honestly reminds me a lot of Gary on Conley. Now, if you guys do want to get some new videos here, go ahead and hit that big red button that says subscribe. If Damon Arnette's traded, if Clelin Ferrell's traded, literally if there's any trade that goes down, I'm going to go ahead and keep you guys updated. Plus, I think that we have a halfway decent show around here. We got 1,400 people watching us live on a Tuesday afternoon, and I know I'm Mitchell Renz 365, and I got 365 likes, but let's go ahead and get that number up a little bit more. We're interactive. We bleed silver and black. Those are the type of people that I want subscribing here, and I'm trying to get to 85,000 subs, which I might go ahead and hit on today's live show. All right, Brian, you sent in a $100 super chat. Usually we rip some shots. Usually we rip some drinks. So, Brian, let me know what you want me to do. I didn't plan on drinking today just because of the amount that I have been drinking during shows, and I got a wedding coming up this week. I went ahead and I went to CVS this week and I bought milk thistle, which apparently is supposed to help your liver, right? And which I definitely think I need. So, Brian, let me know what you want for a $100 super chat. If you want me to talk to you on Instagram after today's show, I can do that. That's kind of been the offer I've been going with. Let's go to Adam. Adrian Peterson is still a beast and is ready to go. Hashtag Raiders. The more important question, do you say AP or AD? Because there's only one right answer. I still think, though, that Peterson would be able to get it done. Sure, he's 37 years old at this point. Could be a veteran running back. If you were to ask me who do I think is better, Peterson or Peyton Barber, I would say Peterson. If you were to ask me who do I think is better, Trey Ragas or Peyton Barber, I would say Trey Regas. Why John Gruden decided to go out and get Peyton Barber, who basically his entire career has averaged under 3.5 yards per carry, I have no idea why, but that's John Gruden for you. Good guys lose. Trade for Chandler Jones. I mean, Jones is actually one of those dudes where if you want to go out and trade for him, you're going to have to pay him a lot. If you were able to add him to this pass rush, it would be very, very dynamic. But he wants to get paid. He had 5 sacks week 1. I don't know if he had a sack the next game, but after his week 1 performance against the Titans, the Cardinals GM was out there on the field. He went over and shook his hand and tapped his pockets like, hey, man, you can fill up some money in mine anytime you're ready to go. But if Chandler Jones wants to be out the door, and he's already said multiple times that he does want to be traded, I would, of course, love to go ahead and get him. But that's if you think this Raiders is a Super Bowl caliber team, and if they start off 3-0, yeah, I think that could end up happening. Let's go to Max Crosby, one of the best edge rushers, if not the best in the league right now. The schedule looks so easy. NFC teams, could the O-line be a problem to come with the playoffs? I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, simply because we've seen from this team before where they've beaten teams like the Chiefs. You've gone ahead and you've beaten a lot of tough components, and then you lose 34-3 to the Jets, or you lose 43-6 to the Atlanta Falcons. No game in the NFL is an easy game, so you got to show up every single week and try to get a win. I'm only going to look at the Dolphins. What up, Jay Harris? That is a hell of a goatee. Holy shit. Could RG3 be a backup at quarterback? No. RG3 right now is working at ESPN. He's making a whole bunch of money. He's not going to leave that comfy job to go ahead and try to be a backup quarterback on a team. So RG3 is a big fat no. YD223, what do you think of signing Cam Newton? I did a video. It's probably my biggest video that I've done, and I'm going to say maybe it might be this entire year. Over 50,000 people have watched it of some potential Marcus Mariota replacements. I would be open to signing Cam Newton. I'd be open to it if it was a very cheap incentive-based deal, because I have no faith that Marcus Mariota is going to be able to stay healthy. The other option that I could see the Raiders doing is Deshaun Kaiser. I'm not going to give you any more names, though, that are in that video. Let's go to Timbo Lion. Do you think Trey Regas will get some touches this week? I mean, I'm sure Trey Regas gets touches whenever he wants, right? You know what I'm talking about. But in terms of actually on the football field, no, I really don't see it happening. Now, maybe if he's actually out there, he's split between Kenyon Drake, Peyton Barber. The way that I want the Raiders to run the ball is through the air. I think they've done a good job getting Kenyon Drake the rock. I believe, he's got 5'10", 10, 11 catches already this season, so he's been really good. I'm not really going to worry about running the ball. I want them to continue to chuck it around a little bit. Now, if you guys haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram. If I don't get to your questions, it's probably because there's just a lot of people watching right now. If you want to make sure that I do answer your question, please hit me up on IG, Mitchell Renz 365.